Okay. Should be live here. Hello, folks. The plan for today, we're going to taper back up into some real research here. A little bit. Now, this is really the only day I have to do this. Potentially a little bit of time Tuesday, Wednesday. But I got some business to do, and I'm flying out later next week. I have some things to set up for that. But we're going to start getting a little bit more into real research. See if we can get in, 2-3 solid hours worth of work on this. Now, with the stuff I've been doing lately, it's pretty dependent on just the pure experiments. I'm going to see how I'm feeling today, and we're going to go from there. All right, so I set up 13 GPUs worth of experiments yesterday. That is what I did. We got this box, then we got 2 tiny boxes. Okay. So I think we're just going to go through these one at a time. I do have to get the port forwarding stuff right, though. Why does this thing not have a port up? Hello, Aaron. 13 experiments. It's actually like a couple thousand experiments. It's 13 GPUs worth of experiments. As soon as I figure out how we can get these ports forwarded correctly, I'm going to start pulling up graphs. It's essentially a bunch of different large-scale hyperparameter sweeps, and we are honing in now on automating the compute data trade-off. So basically automated discovery of, for a particular environment, how much compute versus how much data can we spend, and what is the shape of that trade-off. Have the Meta Ray Bans? No. I don't think I would be getting those either. Yeah. Um... But why? Yeah. I don't have my sunglasses around here, but like, I don't see the point. What happened here exactly? This is supposed to have a port ported. The future? Oh man. So the number of photos I take ever is like, I go entire months without taking a single photo sometimes. To give you an idea. I don't know, I don't really see the appeal. I don't want to kill this container to fix this. Let me start with the other ones. I think this one has ports up, right? Oh, yeah. You know why it does? It's because a dummy. Of course it has this. This one's not in a container. All right, so this one should work. Hello, FBR. Welcome. Okay, so this actually worked this time, you see? Think, alright, so this one here, we can ignore this. So these are all of the runs that are above 20 score. And you can see that there are these stripes because I actually ran 6 different base configurations. So we actually have a good bit of data here, right? We got cost, we got score. Hmm. Which GPUs are you using? We are currently, for these experiments that I'm running now, we've done, or just ran overnight, total of 12 4090s and one 5090. Is most of our compute. Puffer has 21 GPUs, I believe. Okay, I mean, we have this one, right? Now let's try this one over here. Did I do breakout on this one? I think I did, yeah? Base advantage of 50. So for reasonably sized networks, it's usually like only 10 or 20%. But then for whatever reason, it can be like 4 to 5 times faster for some wonky configurations. So I have one of them. Technically, do I have one or two? I believe I have two, actually. Yeah, I have. I actually forget if I have one or two. But the one that I use for experiments at the very least, I do it specifically to test on the faster chip. Okay, so this one here. Yeah, this one's breakout. And this ran all 1200 experiments. So all I do is I change this to breakout. And then what do we define as a solve? Like 850? Oops. Ooh, literally nothing, nothing above. Really? Unfortunate. You know what happened here, I bet you? No, actually, I was gonna say that it was too slow to train in time, but no, this is just weird. Yeah, that's just super weird. I don't know what this is. Okay, we go back to Pong analysis then for a little bit here. So, wait, what? We actually have solves at 500k. I mean, it's probably like 8 frame skip, so 4 mil, but still, that's wacky. That actually works. I mean, I guess according to this, there's just no compute data trade-off because you just solve everything with this one. $500k steps in 8 seconds. That's insane. Yeah, but FBR, we're doing compute data trade-off, so frame skip counts as a data multiplier. So if we're trying to figure out what's the minimum number of steps we can solve in. All right, let me kind of explain what the expected thing here is. All right, so the expected thing that we're looking for, right, is some sort of graph that's like this. Or depending on the shape, it could also be more like this. It could be sharper. Or it could be shallower, right? It could be like this. And this is saying that we can spend more compute or we can spend more data to solve the problem. But what's happening at the moment is we get something, if we just draw the line, right? We get something like this and like this. Because it's basically, it's just like you're solving the problem quickly no matter what data scale you use at the moment. Welcome, Jess. We're looking at some runs from last night. So down and to the left is best, right? But what is... Okay, let's say that you have points all along this line, right? Like, let's say that you have a point here, a point here, a point here, a point here, right? Which of these is better? Is this point better or is this point better? The answer is both. They're both Pareto optimal. You seem to have more energy. I have had food. I realized that if I tried to end my cut tomorrow night instead of last night, I wouldn't have been able to actually take my pictures, and which I did this morning. And two, I wasn't gonna have any energy for my run either at all. So final weight I got was 167.4, which is down pretty much the full 18 pounds I wanted to do. I have pictures and like a video to edit up for the article later today. I'm still trying to think what to do with this. How tall? 5'9". Peak weight was 190. But you know, like keep in mind, this is not like, oh, I got fat up to 190, right? This is from lifting. What did I eat? Not much different from normal. I like just had my normal dinner plus some carbs, like an extra pastry this morning, with breakfast. It's not a huge difference. It's just actually having some reasonable amount of carbs. let's see if we can like actually get something out of hang on, out of this. If I do like steps, well, I don't really do that is the thing, right? Like I've never had a problem overeating. So the reason that I did this cut, right? Like this was not just like, oh, oops, I got fat, right? This was like I was at the end of a bulk where I was about to do a normal cut, and then instead of getting to start my cut, I got put in the hospital on catabolic steroids. So I lost 18 pounds in the hospital of muscle instead of fat. So I just got fucked, is what happened. So, anyways, I figured, fine, I'm gonna do like a absolutely psychotic cut, and I'm gonna lose 18 pounds of not muscle this time. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, see, I'm on the opposite end, FBR, where like I have always been super lean and underweight my whole life, and then I started lifting a whole bunch, right? So the difficult part for me is putting weight on, not getting it off. So the like it pretty much the only thing that was ever going to cause this for me is medical grade catabolic steroids. Like otherwise, basically, I was gonna have to do maybe like a 10-pound cut at the end of a pretty heavy bulk, and I would have been just about the same. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have a whole article on this stuff. Very proud of the result, though. It was not an easy. This was not an easy block. Jess, I was frickin' tempted for that exact reason, but those things do kind of kill you. Which, in my mind, that's like the lamest thing ever, right? We literally have like super soldier serum, um, but it kills you. Like, tell me that's not just the lamest thing ever, right? Oh, right, I'm dumb. I forgot to port forward. Marvel was realistic. I mean, I don't know. My hope is eventually we figure out how to do this without it killing you, right? Then that would be awesome. But until then, not worth it. Why the heck is this performing so bad? What did I do? I have frame skip in here, don't I? I literally have frame skip in here. So, huh? Biochem RL model? That is ultimately the plan. Once we have RL, like, the thing is, because Biosim has enough of its own problems, right? That, like, you kind of want all of the RL stuff to just work before you go and do that. But, yeah, that is the top thing I ultimately care about. Hide and seek env, making use an attention model to make a separate torch file. If you want to replicate the exact policy, then yes. Well, I guess if it's in Ocean, right, you just add, like, the Ocean envs just have their own policy within the same file for now. So it depends how you're doing it. But yeah, you just do a little custom policy. This result, I do not understand. Something weird happened here, I think. I know something really weird must have happened. Where should I start? They didn't seem open source. Thoughts about protein folding sim. What do you mean, where should I start? It's a fairly simple, like, the torch model is not the hard part of that project. Like, you literally just slap in any attention layer. It's not even over time steps, right? The attention is not over time steps. Okay, I mean, so we see the frame skip thing here. This is expected for the most part, right? Not score, where is it? Okay, there's like a decent spread. Okay, so we have our 128 hidden, and we even have some samples out to here, so that's not it. Why the hell are these sweeps just like way below where they should be? This is literally the default samples, the highest one. Literally the default. And FBR, you should look at the Madrona code for the, Madrona has like it's kind of stripped down is the thing. Their version of it. Okay, so yeah, this training sucks. Did we just screw something completely? Did I like totally screw something up? I have the frickin' parameters for this somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd help you in more detail, but I kind of need to stay a little bit focused on this today because I've got some carbs back in me, but it's going to take a few days before I'm back to like, full capacity. I'm probably only going to get like 2-3 focused hours of work on this today. And I'd like to actually have some proper understanding of this by then. Okay, so we have one thing that gets 850. And then without frame skip, 2e7, 3e7. Yeah, so we have stable in 40 million with no frame skip, right? So there's no reason that this should be this stupid. I mean, it should just be pick your choice, right? One frame skip. Let's see what this does, yeah? I feel like dramatically more relaxed today as well. I don't know, it's like, I guess it's probably I'm just roughly back, not even fully yet, but just more back to baseline, where it was just so awful. Becknum M's was 1. Twelve. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see if this does it. Well, noticeably, right, that's gonna take longer than I gave it budget for. Just make sure that these things work, though. My whole feed is just garbage. Every so often we have some, like, cool stuff, but it's just all crap. There's, like, very little research on here, which is ridiculous. This doesn't seem to actually be doing it, does it? Did I miss anything? I'll have to go see if I missed anything. What's the curve look like for this? It's also possible this is unstable as heck, right? Like, I guess it's going, right? 244. Yeah, but this thing thinks it's going to be done faster than it will be. I guess I also didn't do have update epochs on it or num mini batches. So I have to compute this, don't I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, fiddle with this a few times before I get something, I'm sure. But it is important that I have not just Pong, because in my experience, right, Pong is kind of a toy environment in the sense that, like, if something does better on Pong, it doesn't necessarily mean it does better on a lot of stuff, right? If something works on Pong, it doesn't mean it actually works generally. Breakout is the simplest environment for which usually if it works on Breakout, it's pretty good. Bug-free chess env? Ooh. That's cool. I would like there to be chess environment. Chess environment would be very nice. think that's right, isn't it? It's 512Ms. We'll see if that does anything different. Be kind of funny if it did. And because VecNumM's 1. So it's 512 environments times 64, 32K. Alright, I guess we'll see if this does anything different, right? I mean, this is faster at the least. And if this finishes correctly, then this is 240 seconds is 4 minutes, so that's actually in time. It's actually expected that it gets stuck, by the way, at like 400 something. Because that's when it clears the first screen. And it has to be able to like hit the last brick on the first screen. That's pretty normal for it to like take a while to break through that plateau. And there, and now it's into 500. Yeah. I mean, we do have successes that are out here farther with reasonable clip. Right? Still super jumpy. This did finish in time. '91. Oh, and this is frame skip 4. Supposed to be 1. How many steps would you find reasonable to solve? Some massive number. I'm not so to be clear, Jess, I don't actually care about sample efficiency for any fixed problem. I care about solving the problem. I do this research so that for clients and problems where it's hard to make the end fast, we have outs. Like typically you have to look at learning curves and just like look at the shape of stuff. So we know that there's something screwy with this, right? This one, I'm trying to think what analysis we do out of this. We just keep pushing it to the left. Yo, why are you using Neptune over Wannabe? Because at least for now it's better. Their like dashboard system is better. It's a bit faster, even though they're both super slow. This is, I also have this, right? I'm doing my own custom stuff now as well for my own experiments. Way faster. Yeah, Jess, you're right on that. Welcome to Research Stream, Kevin. We did 20... Depending actually on whether the other one finished, we probably did like 3,000 experiments overnight. That's cool. I mean, when we're actually ready to automate the full final set of experiments, it's going to be 25,000. Okay, so I just had copied the hypers wrong. It turns out you can actually solve breakout, it's looking like, in under 4 minutes with 40 mil steps without frame skip. Yep, that is a full solve right there. 40 mil steps, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah, no, it's stable. Well, but for some reason, right, our sweep from before, this sweep didn't find it, so I'm trying to figure out why. You know, I guess one thing that does occur to me, if I did 8 N's, and then what, I divide this, so this is 64. Let me make sure this still solves. It should, but I gotta check it. Make sure I didn't break anything. It is slower, and this takes it outside of the range of what we could have run, but still should be able to do better than this. And I am already feeling the fatigue a little bit. That's crazy. Nothing good on this damn site anymore, is there? X has become a right-only medium. Oh, no, that guy's usually doing cool stuff, right? Ooh, okay. If this doesn't work, that'll be really weird, right? If this doesn't work, there's a big problem. Hopefully. I'm honestly hoping that this just works because I'd rather deal with the problem of why the heck is the sweep not finding this than the alternative. If there's something wrong with like the vectorization backend in some niche case, that's way worse. I would doubt that highly. It does change the timings of stuff though, doesn't it? I have to regen this graph. No, but this is fine, right? Yeah, this is still fine. We're good. All right. So it wasn't that, luckily. So what do we do with this? Yeah, okay, so these are the couple points that we just ran. So we can see that we have like 12,000 or 1,200 friggin' experiments, and then we just run a couple and we do better already, which is ridiculous. We have 100 mil, we have 40 mil. I can't think of anything better to do than just going down the list of hyperparameters. Can you? I don't think so. Okay, so we have coverage here. Wait, what the heck is up with this steps thing? Oh no, that's fine. Okay, so it literally can't figure out how to get more than 100 score with this. That's crazy. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how it is that it could not find this. Like, what's so special about this set that the sweep couldn't find it? No mini batches? Yeah, no, it gets swept. Hey, Aziz, welcome. Didn't think hard enough. Well, I definitely didn't think hard enough over the last week, alright? I have at least a double-digit number of brain cells available to me today. Oh, this is all getting swept. Like, there's nothing here I have removed from the normal sweeps. Well, at least now I know this thing is screwy. Let me go see what the heck it is that I ran on the other puffer box. Pong. Yeah, this is Pong. This is some sort of sweep on Pong. Oh, I know what this thing is, right? Yeah, this is 500k step Pong. I already know the outcome of this. Like, I already know that this one works. Yeah, so I have it, I just don't have it implemented for enough stuff for what I'm doing, FBR. It's hot reloading the data file, but when I change, like, the fields that need to be looked at, it doesn't hot reload that. In ends? I mean in ends. Oh. Um, you could, yeah. Fun, I'm building. Live build. Yeah, the build should be, like, virtually instant, but you do have to, like, rerun it and stuff. Oh, wait, run the end while I'm building. No, you don't. If you're rebuilding from Python, you're trolling. You should be using the build ocean script and just doing the dev in pure C. That one should build, like, instantly. I can just keep running Pong lower and lower, right? Yeah. So that one's pretty easy. I suppose what probably needs to happen is I need to rerun this sweep stuff that I'm doing. I probably just need to rerun the data or the time efficiency sweep on the good hardware with these new configs, and I'm going to figure out that like 12 mil was just way too big to begin with or something, right? Probably what's going to happen. Let this one be. Okay, I mean, this seems to be running just fine. Alone. And then what? I guess just in general, we figure out what the heck is wrong with our breakout sweeps, right? I can do this with a multi-sweep thing pretty quick, can I? Probably. Give it some advantages, right? $40 mil steps. Reasonable enough cutoff. Yeah, I want to see if this can figure it out. See if this does anything relatively quickly or not. Okay. Fine. Cool. What? Well, that's something, right? Oh yeah, that's something. There's some like old data in here as well, but something for sure. How does it not have end frame skip? Really? How did I not do this? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. I really didn't do this on this freaking machine? Sucks. How did I miss that, though? I literally don't know how I missed that. Now I'm not gonna know the friggin' frame skip. Right, so this is actually, this is going. We can leave that alone. Wait, it is in there. Oh, wait, we got it. Yeah, we got it, we're good. We salvaged it. Alright. What? Oh, I see why. This instead. Not bad. So we have, this is what we're starting to call a frontier, right? I mean, we haven't really aggressively optimized this yet, but like, the frontier we're looking for is this line here. Alright? Like, this is what we're expecting. It's just that I expected this line to be, like, I expected it to be worse, basically. So, Technically, I spent a few days being confused because I didn't think we would possibly get results this good. Can't be mad about that. Not be mad about that. We are now. This is actually only a factor of 4 off from the Atari 100K, because the Atari 100K is actually Atari 400K. Solving Pong with no data instantly. That's got a nice ring to it. Solving reinforcement learning with no data instantaneously. Pulling yourselves out. We pull ourselves up by our bootstraps when we're not even wearing boots. That sounds fun. And actually, come to think of it, can be even better than this. I guess the only assumption I am sort of making here, right, is like, man, I am making a few little assumptions. But the assumptions I'm making only mean that if I drop them later, I can get even better results, maybe. So, I mean, this is like more than 50x. Was this? This is like 50x data efficiency over our baseline. So, I mean, that's pretty good, right? And this is actually technically even faster than our baseline, too. This is just winning. Oh, yeah, because this is on the real hardware, right? This is on the actually good hardware. And that's actually crazy. That's like crazy, crazy. I guess we just win. I mean, basically what this means, right, is I was drawing... Let me explain to you what just happened. So... I was trying to draw this, like, graph that looks like this, right? But what I tried to do is I, like, had some data out here. And it all kind of looked the same. So, like... I was like... You know, what the heck, right? This data, like, there's no signal in here. But it turns out that I just expected it to take way more time steps than it actually takes. And if you go back to here, you know, you start to see it down here a little, and then it's, like, flat. So I just didn't go, whoops. I didn't go all the way out to here. At least that's what's happened with Pong. With Breakout, something's broken. 484 so far. We'll see if this does any better. Yeah, I mean it makes sense though. This actually does make sense that this happens this way. Okay. Let me think what else we can do today, folks. How long have I been live? Only an hour and a half? We could do a little bit of work on the dashboard, I suppose. That would be kind of good, right? Yeah, so this is what we want, right? Is we want like this basic. Okay, so this is what it needs a data frame for. When maximizing a sweep, is it looking at the final point for each curve? It's looking at the final estimate, yeah. And by default, Puffer will run like a little extra post eval to try to make that point more accurate. I'm not doing this. I'm letting frickin' GPT do this shit. This is like garbage library. I'll have to replace it with something better later. %90 on LiDAR and vision. Cool. I'm not really working on the visualizer as much as I'm like punting on it. Like anything that's callback based like this is just trash. Alright? Like it doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter like that this thing produces reasonable graphs and stuff, like it actually screws up when you it's funny. But like this code is just trash. Anything that's like heavily callback based and has callbacks with decorators is just garbage. %90. Wait, it would be I don't know what you mean FBR. What are you talking about? Still not doing it. Don't like that. No, I mean, there's nothing that I could do quickly, basically. As expected, the LM is fucking useless. Guess this gets me. Do I seriously have to do it this way? That's so shit. You know what? No, I'm not doing that. That's just dumb. Fuck off. We're not using, like, at callback decorator. Screw that. Slightly better at the least. I don't have Express in here. It just... Fuck this LLM. These models can't code. If you think they can, you're bad at programming. Stupid. Any junior engineer can follow those instructions. Yeah, the models are superhuman. So dumb. Alright, let me figure out a way to get this thing to be interactive without making a total mess of literally everything. Um... These models are just dumb, and they just tempt you to... They just tempt you to just make your code base worse and worse by incorporating their dog shit. Now I'm kind of mad, so I'm just gonna see if I can actually do this. Figure out what format I should put this in for pandas. I don't know why this even has to be frickin' pandas. Like, this, there's almost like, no, we're not, you know what? We're not doing that. That's just dumb. Start from scratch with AI. Uh-huh. I mean, they're just both so bad. Like, okay, like, look, it's a plotting library, right? Why the hell is it immediately like pandas, callback hell, like freaking fancy ass layout? Like, why? It's just like no sense whatsoever. Like, literally nuke a fly. So stupid. Mind boggling. You know how we're gonna do this. I mean, I swear, like, if I had to deal with the average programmer's code all day for my job, I wouldn't do this. I would go work in a field that's not completely inhabited by utter imbeciles. The thing is, like, good software is so cool, right? It's like, it's the closest thing we have to frickin' magic. Bad software is just an abomination. It's like a monument to human stupidity. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try Array of Dicts first. See if this this might be this might be too slow, but it should be simple to filter this at least. We'll see. We lack the apprentice model wizards had. Yes, the well-known wizard's apprentice model. Like a site that would sell me cheap AI from management. That's pathetic. I mean, look, this is literally, I'm not a web dev at all, okay? This site is freaking HTML, Java, a tiny bit of JavaScript, and some CSS. And like the only things that are slow on here, right, are like these WASM embeds. Because there's like a lot of stuff from the these demos. But everything else is just like chill, right? That's all you need. I mean, when I go to like a very professional whatever site and it like doesn't freaking load, slow as hell and like bloated, it's like okay, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Sounds like web dev to me. There's like a list of things that I would buy, like a very long list of things given infinite money, and a Lambo's not even on it. So, how many what? Are you memeing because I'm getting distracted here? Is that it? Okay, let's ignore this drop down crap for a second, right? We have our load sweep data thing. Then we just do Okay, so whole bunch of stuff on here, right? But like, there's a bunch of stuff here, yeah, but like this actually works. Cool. Bad code. I could just make a ton of graphs. I could just make a bunch of graphs and not have to deal with this crap, right? I can probably still make it fast. Fruitful streets. Just check stuff more carefully than you think you need to is all. A lot of the time, research, you're better off just like doing something else rather than doing it tired. Because you're gonna cost yourself more time making mistakes than if you were to just go like chill or literally do anything else and then come do it fresh. Putting this on before the neighbor's kids drive me fucking insane. And I like peace and quiet almost to the point of it being like irrational. Have you read the Sutton and Bardo book? No, not at all. You can read that entire book and you'd like that's not that book really doesn't help you do good RL research. Yay, look at that. Alright, we can auto-gen however the hell many plots we want now. I think we say screw it and we can just scroll. Because, like, otherwise, like, look, they've re-implemented HTML in Python because stupid. I'm not wasting my time fucking with that. Like, that's just dumb. Look, guys, we wrapped HTML so you can write HTML in Python instead of writing HTML. No. We're not doing that. Are you good at LeetCode? Nope. I would fail I would fail a screen that literally 18-year-old freshman me would pass. can be amazing at leet code and be a terrible programmer. I think we just add like a couple basic things here that let us do our next block of analysis, and we come back to more of this later. So like, all right. What do I do here? Oh. Oh, I see. Top 5% of data. Honestly, without knowing anything else, like, knowing you drive a Lambo doesn't, like, that's not a positive signal at all. Okay, so this is nicer here, right? Yeah, but that's my point. It's a status thing, and it's a stupid status thing, right? Mm-hmm. The problem here, we don't actually get like the sensitivity. Why do you have headphones right now? Neighbor's kids were being annoying. They went in though. Yeah, because this is missing out right on. I guess we could. What happens if I change this to steps? Why the hell is this not? Oh, because it's like logged. Ah, still nothing. Getting any variation into this? Oh, you know what? This has like weirdly mixed data in it. Hang on. This has like weird mixed data, right? Yeah. Let's do anything over 1 million is gonna be just outed. Because like otherwise it's gonna be just a couple outliers. Much better, right? Do you release any article about world models? I released an article about my findings that include a little bit of world models, but mostly about on versus off policy, which is the more important distinction that's applicable as well on X. But it's a few weeks ago. So the key problem, right? They let you do on policy RL on the world model, which is really good. But the world model is really expensive to train, which is not good. For world models, the only problem is yeah, so world model has if you think of off-pol as having the problem of it being a weaker algorithm, so you needing to invest more compute, world models let you use the compute efficient algorithm, but then you have to train the world model, which is really clunky. So basically, like, it seems that there's always going to be a gap between the amount of compute you need to spend for on and off pol. Ah, I see. Yeah, I sent actually Finn and Sam, they should have I sent them a nice drone. New one. Oh, this is nicer, right? Yeah, this is way nicer. Look at this. Okay, we've got our full data trade-off here. We've got like way better plots. It's a big upgrade. What about this thing? This should have had enough data. Got up to 640, which is better than before, but it's, I mean, this has had a lot of time to run experiments, and it hasn't found a solve yet, which is kind of dumb. Okay, well, we got this. This is a nice little upgrade to our visualization generally, so let's push this. Now, can I figure out what is wrong with the rest of our stuff? Got this Pong sweep. We can actually go run this right on the other tiny box, right? All right, look at this. So we have here the solve runs all the way down to 3 mil total. There's learning rate, mini batches, hidden size, 128. Yeah, stuff in here. Frame skips. Cool. This is real data, right? Oh, and we can also drop the bad filter. Right? This is why we're not getting any data. You can just drop. Cool. Now we actually get lots of data here, right? Here's our learning rate. Here's our number of mini batches. Hidden size, we have over a larger range. And we got frame skip. Cool. Larger ranges. And this is a better dashboard now. Completed. What's up with this guy? Why are we at a max of 643? What I want to know. We get cost score maybe here. Okay. This is cost and score, actually, is what this is. This gives us a frontier, yeah. But why is it not finding... Like, we literally know there's a good run in here, right? Are there any crazy params in here that would be hard for it to learn? Like, I don't think so, right? I might want to add this. Do we add this and then merge these? Weird. Very weird. I'm at a loss for what would cause this. If downsample, like, go figure this out. What did I do to get this thing to actually work? I go pick. I did have downsample on. Well, I've been streaming for about 3 hours, and I have other stuff to do today. I've got limited energy, so here's what I'm going to do. We've got a new Pong sweep running now, right? We got a new Pong sweep going. Let me make sure it's still good. Yeah, so we've got this new Pong sweep. We'll see if it does anything. I'm going to go write on my article for a bit, and then I will be back. Maybe I might do a short thing tomorrow, but probably like Monday or Tuesday. I got some travel set up for next week as well, but this is going to be the main project. It's a lot of like little fiddly experiment things. Once we actually get this dialed in, though, this is going to start moving very quickly, and we're going to get a lot of cool results really fast. So, for folks watching, thank you for tuning in. Puffer.ai for all the things. You want to help me out for absolutely free, start the GitHub. If you're interested in getting involved, join the Discord, and follow me on X for more RL content, including all of my guides and articles. Thank you, and see you around. Enjoy your weekend.